Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Classic Comics. So, the New York Comic Con was this past week, and it really kind of highlighted for me how there's really no excitement, no enthusiasm around comics right now. What was the big news out of New York Comic Con? Someone took a dump on the floor. So, this is from Bleeding Cool. Someone just took a dump on the show floor at New York Comic Con. Uh, I'm going to just repeat the headline. I mean, what more can I say? Earlier this evening at New York Comic Con, someone took a dump on the show floor. As reported to Bleeding Cool, the offending feces was found on the pathway leaving the autograph session area on the New York Comic Con show floor, left there by someone who clearly did not have enough time to get where they needed to go. I asked my trusted Bleeding Cool sources for a photo and was told, I'll be honest, I almost took a photo, but then I realized I would have that on my phone and I couldn't do it. They did have an area where they were cleaning it up and it was not very interesting. They did some decontamination, but that's about it. So then there was an update subsequently. So that New York Comic Con dump may have been a bad dog. So yesterday's pooper scoop by Bleeding Cool regarding a certain amount of fecal matter that had to be removed from the New York Comic Con, somewhere between the celebrity autograph area and the main New York Comic Con show floor, caused considerable comment yesterday. Bleeding Cool didn't have any photos of the offending article, but if you want to see for yourself, you could click through this tweet. And this person, and I did look, and this person did have a photo of the floor where I guess the feces was. Most of it was gone. It clearly someone had tried to wipe it away, so there were some smears. I'll spare you that though. Eric Nagel reported from the front line saying, a Comic Con first. Apparently, the lines were so long in the autograph area, someone actually crapped themselves. I heard some screams, and then the smell came around. Walked over to see security blocking the area. I wish I saw it happen and what costume they were wearing. But not so fast, as jokes came at speed, asking whether this was just very convincing cosplay or asking if New York Comic Con's in house comic website should rename itself Plopverse. It looks like this was just the first draft of history, and a second draft was on the way. Another person, Galileo908, posted to Twitter or X, if that was in the autograph area, I can confirm that a dog did it. I saw them cleaning it up. So yeah, and the photo I saw, it looks like dog poop to me. Without getting into gory details on it, it didn't look like human poo. It looked like dog poo. So basically, the top story coming out of New York Comic Con is a dog took a dump on the floor. So that gives you an idea of how excited people are for stories coming out of New York Comic Con, and who can blame them? Because what have we got going on right now in comics? Well, we've got this story. So, there's this Green Lantern book that's been put out by Tim Sheridan with Alan Scott. And of course, Alan Scott was made gay many, many years ago. So, I mean, it's been probably a good 20 years, over 20 years. But apparently, the plot of this comic has J. Edgar Hoover. It takes place back in the 40s, I think, or 50s. And the plot has J. Edgar Hoover blackmailing Alan Scott to work with the JSA because, of course, he's gay, so he's easy to blackmail because that was a big deal in the 50s, right? And apparently, a lot of people, and this is the crowd they've brought into comics. They're all like shipping J. Edgar Hoover and Alan Scott and saying they slept together or something. I don't know. But there's that. I mean, isn't that the kind of comic you want to read? A comic where the government blackmails a hero into being a hero, you know. And what else have we got? Oh yeah, so we've got Marvel in 2024. Marvel is going to spend the year publishing facsimile issues of Secret Wars and the run on Amazing Spider-Man where he was wearing the black costume. So they're basically just reprinting Secret Wars and reprinting some old Spider-Man. So yeah, that's exciting. And variant covers. We got lots of variant covers coming for Wolverine. So what do we got? We got Uh, that's an Avengers, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man. Don't remember that one. Avengers. That's actually Secret Wars, where that's a copy of the cover where Spider-Man got the black costume in the first place. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. I actually like the art there. This is pretty good, etc. So, variant covers. Isn't that exciting? Cap Wolf. Okay, so we got Cap Wolf. So back in the 80s, there was a storyline where Cap became a werewolf. It was like one issue, I think, maybe two or something. And every so often, they just bring that back. They do Cap Wolf again, and this is the latest one. So yeah, they're rehashing that old story. Oh, okay. And then C is gonna do a new version of Batman 428. That's the one where Jason Todd died, but they're gonna do a new version where Jason Todd doesn't die. He lives instead. I think it would be interesting to see like an Elseworlds story or something like that where Jason Todd didn't die. But that's not what they're doing. They're just reprinting this issue and then they're going to change the very end where he doesn't die. So, yeah, who cares? More variant covers. Mickey Mouse variant covers. Hey, doesn't this make you want to run to the comic shop? Oh, yeah, and speaking of rehashing stories, so apparently they're going to do a new version of The Three Jokers with Chip Zdarsky writing it. A bit of a drop down from Jeff Johns to Chip Zdarsky. And he's going to do another version of Three Jokers, so rehashing another story. So they did a Scarlet Witch book, I think that just got canceled. I mean, it was like last year. They did one, it ran like 10 issues or so and got canceled. Well, now they're going to do a Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver book because I guess having Quicksilver will make the book sell or something. Marvel has this idea now that Scarlet Witch is a major character and she can carry her own book. She can't. And okay, and this is the only information coming out of New York Comic Con that I find the least bit actually kind of exciting is Ghost Machine. So a bunch of creators, Jeff Johns mainly, and some others, are starting a new imprint at Image called Ghost Machine. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this. But yeah, that's the big news coming out of New York Comic Con. Someone took a dump on the floor, again, a dog, but they don't say that because, clickbait. It really tells you that the comic industry is pretty much out of gas in terms of creativity and audience interest. Most of the audience, most of the customers have been driven away deliberately by the comic book publishers. And now there's nobody really cares. Nobody was even paying attention to New York Comic Con until this happened. And again, it's kind of fitting because this story kind of gives you an idea of the state the industry is in now, and it's not a good place. It's a shit show. Or am I wrong? Do any of these headlines get you excited for any of the comics they're covering? Are you excited to see a Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver series, or seeing Jason Todd live, or variant covers, or seeing Secret Wars reprinted? Let me know in the comments, and before you leave, please sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and please check out some of my other videos before you leave, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.